हेलो वेलकम बैक स्वागत है आप सभी का एक और नए लाइव स्ट्रीम पे वेलकम बैक गाइस एंड यस वी आर बैक विद द qualifiers of Meghalaya region for the Northeast Pro Series and the first match has started after some delay due to some technical reasons. We are back with the first match and yes we have the flight path that has been from Sosnovka military base towards shooting range and quite a neutral flight path if you ever say so, slightly inclined towards the northwestern side. But anyways, I mean, almost all the major drop locations are actually being covered by this flight path. You have military base, Novorepnoe, Pochinki, School, Katka, Herzog, Georgiopol, Severny, shooting range. So almost all the major, you know, drop locations are actually being covered. I think maybe Yasnaya, maybe a major miss. You can also put a Melta power to that list as well. You see a lot of teams actually going towards these drop locations, but I mean, there are some other alternative drop locations in case some of the teams actually go towards the farther drop location. So might see quite a distributive split. It is possible that early fights can be avoided in this particular match, but as of right now, you can see multiple squads going towards Katka, and yes, definitely going to be a drop clash, even a gunfight if you say so. This is in between Dead Ass and PTLR, Borderland Rising. So, Dead Ass, they have landed first, they have got the gun. In fact, Rigid Play has suffered quite a bit of damage right now. Has absolutely no armory in his favor. And two blues trying to aggress, has absolutely no clue about the position of PDLR Zale, and reject play with the finish point. Borderland Rising with the first blood of this match. And also attacking ever so, our BDLR. In fact, the first damage that was, dealt was from the gun of Deadass, but right after that, BDLR showing some retaliation. So the 4v4 has been converted to a 3v4. We have to wait and see how Team Deadass actually deals with this. Seal getting spotted out. Pre-fire not actually going to the favor of Yub Gaming King. So let us move to some other areas as well. Military base I think is one of the areas where you can see a drop clash. Apart from these two areas, I don't see any drop clashes anywhere, which is quite interesting. Meanwhile, BTLR again drawing a knock. Back to back two knocks, is it? Yes. Team Deadass, they are in grave danger right now. Caudal Jonathan has absolutely no HP, no first aid kits whatsoever. And this is probably a walk in the park for Team PTLR. Yep, that is it. Doraemon White with the last finish point. And all the four players getting their chunk of the warm-up that they wanted in this match. So let us see how PTLR actually progresses in the next stages. In fact, they have to get into the circle as well, because the first circle that has been formed towards the southeastern side, quite a unusual circle, I would say. I mean, we don't usually see these kind of circles being formed, and interesting. I mean, this is quite towards Novorepnoe, but it either may form towards this area, that is towards the north of military base, or might actually go towards Melta as well. So we have to wait and watch what exactly happens. Meanwhile, next beast with a finish point towards military base. Ho, there are only two players from this particular squad. Team Next Gen. Yeah, they have only two players, but in front of them there was a whole squad. They have reduced this squad down to 3 players. Chaos Wraith getting eliminated. But even so, it's still a 3v2. They have the man advantage ever so slightly against Team Next Gen. And in fact, Next Beast has revealed his position. So maybe it is more wise for Team Chaos to push towards this solo player. Or maybe they don't know exactly. Yeah, they actually don't have an idea how many players are, in this particular opponent squad. So yeah, still waiting, still gathering some information as to how many players are exactly in this particular opponent squad, and maybe after that they might just rush against this player. Drones are collecting all the, gathering all the info, gathering all the intel needed. I don't think Next Beast has moved an inch after that. Yes, absolutely no footsteps provided. Doesn't want to give any idea to the opponents as to the position. But 1v3 scenario never going to be easy. And yes, Next Beast probably should have fired when he had the chance. That is it for him. The Night Hunter is the lone person surviving. And yes, has no other chance but to fall back from this particular place. Can take a fight, but that's quite unlikely. Maybe he can get one or two finish points, but squad wipe is quite unlikely. And even a finish point is also highly unlikely. I mean, Team Chaos will be definitely on their toes after that first finish point, and they would know where the second player is. And I think it's more advantageous for next Night Hunter to actually fall back from here rather than do something silly and then get his team eliminated. Meanwhile, show KOF. Okay, let us show KOF. KOF. Is KOF play? I don't see KOF's name in the slot list. Deadass, Guts on Fire, Borderland Rising, LTV, Exist, Chaos Officials, B4L, God Saints Girls, Kozar X Believers, Next Gen. There's no KOF in this. Okay. Let's see the slot list. Is there a KOF here anywhere? I don't see KOF. Is there a different name for KOF? Please do let me know if there is a different name. Lipovka dikhao, okay. God Saints Girls, okay. थम्स अप भी क्या है, आज कुछ तूफानी करते हैं. लेट अस सी कितना तूफानी कर पाते हैं. नोवा are okay, there are two teammates actually riding this and probably would not want to continue riding this particular vehicle because it is more of a liability than actually you know an advantage. You do have the higher ground advantage, but once you get that intel, you probably get eliminated as well if your opponent spots you. Yeah, wise decision to take the on-road vehicle and then move forward. Meanwhile, some of their teammates have already closed in towards the circle, but they have a long way to go in. And some player getting knocked out outside the circle is not an ideal scenario you want to be in. I'm not sure. Okay, probably Typer is offline. Okay. Pretty sad. Okay, guys, let me know who do you think will actually win in this particular match. It's quite early to say. There are still 48 players and 14 teams surviving. But if you have any favorites or if you have any predictions, please do let me know. Who do you think will actually win this match? Still have 14 teams. And the next circle is almost about to be fought. Some teams already initiating the early rotations, moving towards Novorepnoe. There's a team that has gone towards the bridge as well. In fact, a trio. Guts on fire. Team Exist occupying the bridge area as well. Carefully scouting the area, making sure there's no one around. And you have to do such careful, meticulous scouting. I mean, it is possible, anything is possible. Even though the doors are closed, you have some really smart players who, you know, put up some traps even after closing the doors and making it tough for the opponents. In fact, yes, a good area, I would say. It's almost the middle of the circle. But is it going to cross this area itself? I mean, we hardly see a Novo Repnoe end circle. Probably 1 out of 100 times, does the circle form towards Novo Repnoe. But it's quite hinting that this circle might just form towards, the Novo side. But not around Novo, but we have already seen a lot of circles, that form towards the hell side of Novo Repnoe. So maybe hinting towards that area as well. And you can expect a few teams to, eye to go towards that location. Talking about this particular observatory towards the hill, it's definitely a good area to hold. Meanwhile, team Cuts on fire. A slight cross out between them and team Exist. And there's other teams actually fighting, initiated their fights towards the opposite bridge, and that is team Nova. Shradar OP, I think, has got a knock, but have not decided to rush, I guess, or are they trying to rush in a different angle? Not sure what they're trying to do, but NC maybe are still wondering how to get into the circle, because BTLR quite strategically they have blocked this bridge and will not allow anyone to actually cross this area at all. But meanwhile, a BTLR reject play getting eliminated. IFS Beast eliminating G-Rex Juniper as well. Noah is trying. They're trying to get some openings from here, but I don't think BTLR are going to get any, or going to let them get any openings right here. They have to get really close to comfort. Only then probably, BTLR will reveal their locations. Then maybe start firing. Meanwhile, Doraemon YT already has cooked a nade. Probably wanted a person to get knocked out from that nade, but that just landed in no man's land and did that nade. And meanwhile, Doraemon also getting eliminated from this match. So BTLR, they are getting picked out one by one. Have only 2 players surviving as of right now. A nice molly from Scream and Ice Cream, in fact, taking down Zale as well. Jodley in a split moment of time has surviving to be the lone player from this team and has to take the whole responsibility of having a 1v4. But when you have nade abilities like that, or grenading abilities like that, you don't need to push with your gun. And Team Nova eliminating the squad in front of them. BTLR only able to achieve a hashtag 14 in this particular match. Meanwhile, another team trying to close in, trying to third party. Shradar OP, definitely a wise decision to go back, but is it that wise to go when there's open areas? Probably not. Shradar OP initially had tried to actually get a nade or try to get a knock with a nade, but probably, because of calls from his teammates, decided not to do so. Meanwhile, NC26, another knock, and somehow God Saints girls, they have been reduced down to 2 players, but even with that nade, NC26 also getting knocked out. Quite an interesting match this is turning out to be. GSN with a 1v1. Another nade. Dexu getting knocked out as well. And Team NC, just now they had, eliminated VTLR. But all of a sudden, even now they have a single player surviving. Ice Cream. A 1v2 scenario. Meanwhile, another team entering into this midst. Mega Balls. Not wanting any of the party, but no, you have to face this particular player. Ice Cream with that knock. Probably thought that चलो दो teams यहाँ पे लड़ रहे हैं, हम बीच में चले जाते बिना कुछ किए, but oh, that's not meant to be for them. And another team is waiting for them, the opposite side of the bridge. They didn't think this out, didn't they? Team Mega Balls. They do have balls of steel, but yeah, it's not meant to be. Two players have been eliminated. Gyarados and T10 Slot Scammer have to face 4 players in front of them. I mean, as a result of this, you see there are very few teams actually inside the circle, and they are absolutely chilling. They don't have to do anything because there's so much space inside the circle that, I mean, they don't absolutely have to do anything. I mean, the rest of the teams, they're just fighting outside the circle, clearing everything. Meanwhile, Striker taking down Gyarados as well. Ice Cream with a knock. Nice retaliation. What are you doing? God saints, girls, there was a single player you had to go together. 1v2 scenario. Not sure what the second player was doing. You have a gunfight. You have to take a 1v2. You have to take it together. Not sure why the nade was for. And now risking an early exit for your team. I mean, you definitely can avoid this player, but how will you avoid the entire squad in front of you? That's the biggest riddle for this team. Probably... Oh, okay. Yeah, or maybe you can do that. You can wait for Ice Cream to come inside the circle. So let us see what Ice Cream will do. Can always go through the water and... yeah, I see some boats as well. But do these players have enough time? You see, it is already the 4th stage. The 5th stage is about to be formed, and yeah, Ice Cream definitely is not going through that particular area. Probably will pick up some first aid kits, try as much as possible to stay away from the zone, get quite some position points. Meanwhile, Team Exist, they have found a finish point somehow. VGN Crusher. Is that from... no, not from this team. Not even from LTV. Not sure which team was that from. UNTL, no. Okay, G-Rex. Jean-Paul. Okay, that was Jean-Paul that got eliminated from team Gozarex. So, yeah, I mean, the next circle, it has somehow shifted a southwestern hard shift towards the military base, observatory, and also the factory. UNTL also getting into the action. Kenpachi getting knocked out. This is a full squad right here. In fact, both the squads are full squads. It's a 4v4, but at present you have UNTL. Untitled, they are actually having the upper hand in this particular fight. LTV, Gas OP also getting knocked out and getting eliminated. Complete maze that has been formed in front of LTV. Team Exist, they have absolutely a very good advantage right there, and using all of that advantage, getting another finish point. In fact, they have eliminated Two of them, they've knocked one and they've initiated their rotations as well. So I don't think LTV Speed probably will have any chances to get revived. Meanwhile, Untitled closing in. Guts on fire. Slightly on the back foot. This nade might put them even further way back. Beetle getting eliminated as well. But Boyka, what a nade. Kudos to the defense. And takes down one from Untitled. Still have three players to Team Untitled, but it gives a chance ever so slightly for Team Guts on Fire to actually aggress and then get some more knocks so that they can put more pressure to this team. But meanwhile, there's another team that is fighting. Kakul Teron has been taken down. In fact, from Team X Gang. So multiple teams towards this area. They're fighting their wets out. Somehow, Aminu also entered into the zone. Wasn't actually sure that this player could enter into the zone. But yeah, there's another solo player as well, next Night Hunter. But where's the other solo player? Oh ho, Ice Cream. Still surviving. And 29 first aid kits. I mean, I had seen during my earlier days of casting, there was one particular player that I remember. I'd used to, use heal battles to help his team get to the #2 position. Never used to get the chicken dinner, but was always happy with the #2. I mean, if Ice Cream actually tried, he also probably could get to #2. But let us wait and see how that particular heal battle goes. Meanwhile, multiple squads fighting it out. Team Exist battling it out against Team Untitled, and you have a single player surviving. Few moments before we had an entire squad of Team Untitled, but somehow they have been reduced down to a single player. Yanglim, a lone player surviving. Definitely not going to be easy. 1v4 scenario, and has to get into the circle as well. 8 first aid kits might just help to survive in this particular circle, but the next circle will be a big challenge, of course. Let us see how that goes. And let's move to the other team as well. Team X Gang, they still have their 4 players intact, but below them there's a player, Hanzo. Goes RX. I don't think they have any idea that there's a player beneath them. Yes, Aru getting knocked out. Excess Sahid also meanwhile getting taken down. I think there was a cover fire provided, but Cuts, Sia, the lone player surviving from this team, from Cuts, X-Fire. Cuts, sorry. But next Night Hunter, that is it for that player. So still 9 teams surviving, a total of 19 players. And the man advantage, you have some teams having 4 players, but there are some teams that have the zone advantage. You have Team Chaos Officials, then also Team B4L, that they are inside the circle and they are inside a comfortable position inside the zone. But Aminu silently has come into the circle. Okay. But this is probably the biggest challenge after this. Has to get to the observatory. Yes, we'll get into the observatory, but in case there's a rush into this area, definitely be a big challenge for this player. Let us see how that goes. Meanwhile, Legion Crusher getting taken down. Team Exist trying to push against Chaos, and Crusher has been eliminated. Excess Sahid, what are you doing? Oh, another player getting taken down. Team Exist slightly confused, not seeming to be on their feet because of the constant bombardment. Okay. It's making their life difficult, and Chaos, they didn't have to actually use much of their guns, but they've used up all their throwables, I think. don't see any throwables left. Okay, there are a few throwables left, but is constantly using all their throwables. Meanwhile, Ice Cream getting eliminated, but Sahid, not sure what that was, but yeah, Team Exist, in case they get eliminated, it probably be because of their mistake, but they're still somehow surviving. They're not, you know, going too away from the cover. But yeah, finally they have their chance now to retaliate. And with that nade, marking the entry of their squad, Rush. And Dronza somehow gets that knock. And another player getting knocked. But the man advantage coming in handy for Team Exist. Sahid with the last finish point for his team. But kudos to Team Chaos with such pressure that was put by them. But now Team Exist, they have to get into the circle. Sahid will probably get knocked out. And yes, the different Sahid also getting eliminated. So that is it for Team Exist. They had a good squad vibe, but after that they couldn't recover themselves. Meanwhile, I think God Saints Girls also have been eliminated by Hanzo as a solo player, taking down that solo player. Meanwhile, Guts on fire have to be eliminated as well. Zia being the lone player couldn't take on the 3 in front of them. So that's a 1v3 scenario, not going into their favor. Meanwhile, Team B4L still looking strong for this chicken dinner. Not sure if they actually know where their opponents are, so they will have no idea. Jingchuriki trying to get that heal battle right, but in vain, get eliminated. So now, oh, Hanzo probably could have waited a bit for a good angle, but now has revealed the position, so to take things a bit smartly now. Well, if the nade doesn't take this player out, the 3 individuals will definitely do, if they do it rightly, of course. Oh, this is definitely not an ideal scenario for a solo player to be in. You don't have absolutely any cover to defend yourself. And yeah, Hanzo, probably that is it for this player, getting eliminated from this match. And Church OG getting that last finish point. Team B4L making sure to get the chicken dinner with a total of 7 finishes. And you have Team GRX, I think, with a single finish, goes RX. Then not sure which team that was. Kakul Teron's team with a single finish. And you have Guts on Fire without a single finish. Team Exist have a lot of finishes, 7, 9, 11 finishes. Then Team GS, oh sorry, it's yeah, God Saints Girls with 6 as well. Then you have Chaos with 3 finishes, Nova with 8, UNTL Untitled without any finishes, Next with a single finish, LTV with a single finish, and you have Mr. Demon with a single finish, and then Mega Balls with without any finishes, BTLR Borderland Rising with 4 finishes, and then the last team, Team Deadass, also without any finishes. So that was it, guys, for the first match of Meghalaya region qualifiers. So we'll have the next upcoming matches in a while, so please wait for that, and yeah, stay tuned. Thank you. By the way, uh, yeah, I'm your friend and your caster, DX Deet OP. So yeah, thank you. We'll be right back.